Today, I'm pleased to make a truly historic announcement in our battle against the China virus that will save countless lives. Convalescent strong antibodies from the blood of recovered patients to help treat patients battling a current infection. Convalescent this is the only possible, and it's only made possible because of Operation Convalescent. Today, I'm pleased to make a truly historic announcement in our battle against the China virus that will save countless lives. We provided $48 million to fund the Mayo Clinic study that tested the efficacy of convalescent the virus. Convalescent. This is the only possible, and it's only made possible because of Operation Convalescent Plasma. Bigger and better and stronger. Bigger and better and stronger.
Nasty guy who can't get along with anybody.
All right, welcome everybody. It is the weekend. It is the first stream back from our 1 week off. I think I received, how many was it? I think I got about 45 emails this vacation from people saying, David, your website's all messed up. Everything's wrong. You're linking to the wrong episodes. Is the show over? Get it together. And of course, we were just on vacation, just reruns. Everything's fine, you know, no matter. I mean, I think it's probably good that we were able to get the number of emails like that down to 45, because often it's up in the hundreds. So it was just a vacation week. Popped on, did a couple of streams sort of in the middle of it. But what a major 24 hours, of course. Highlighted by the tragic news on a personal level and tragic news politically. For those in favor of logic, reason, sanity, and democracy, the passing of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We learned about it last night. And the sort of cultural implications are significant. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, with a very interesting past from Brooklyn, New York, growing up as a young Jewish woman in New York City in the early into the mid 20th century, and everything that she accomplished and everything that she represents and all of that, right? That is enough for hours of programming in and of itself. And then we get to, as I said yesterday on Twitter, as some of you may have seen, Donald Trump will now have the opportunity to screw the country, not just for 4 years, not merely for 8 years, but for decades. And of course, I referenced immediately Mitch McConnell's statement from 2016 when Judge Antonin Scalia died and Barack Obama nominated Merrick Garland. You don't confirm Supreme Court justices during the last year of a presidential term. You let the voters have a say. Democrats have to keep Mitch McConnell to his word. That was from 2016. Now, if you're wondering, how are they going to get some kind of philosophical black hole, or how will they justify what is obviously going to be what Donald Trump tries to do, which is likely nominate a replacement for Ruth Bader Ginsburg in the next 2 weeks and try to squeeze it in before the election, although more likely they would try to squeeze it in between the election and Inauguration Day, even if Joe Biden wins, and that will be a fight. What we have to understand is they already have their explanation, and their explanation is, I hope you're sitting down for this one, okay? Mitch McConnell in the letter he wrote last night, and I'm kind of winging it today. I don't have the letter to show you, but you can find it. In the letter that the office of Mitch McConnell put out yesterday, they're saying, well, listen, in 2016, it was opposite party. It was Democratic president in his last year with a Republican Senate. This is a totally different situation because it's a Republican president and a Republican Senate. So we're just going to go ahead and nominate a replacement. Now, can they actually get it done? Unclear. There were early rumors yesterday that Willard Mitt Romney, also known as Mitt Romney or Mittens, Willard Mittens to some, there were rumors that he said he would not vote until there's an election, and depending on the outcome until after the inauguration. His office immediately said he's not said that. Now, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just that he had not yet said it. I think it was sort of some motivated speculation. We do have Lisa Murkowski just prior to the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg saying, fair is fair, and she would not be inclined. Listen, we're going to have to see is the point. We don't really know right now what it is how that's going to go. We're going to have to wait and see. So today we are expecting Donald Trump at the top of the hour in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Right now, this completely whacked channel called Right Side Broadcasting is live. The official Trump YouTube channel is not yet live. Fox News is not yet live. So we're going to have to kind of keep an eye on this Right Side Broadcasting, if you can imagine something more toxic. But we are awaiting the landing of Donald Trump's plane. And of course, as you can see, no to very few masks in sight. Donald Trump previously demanding that North Carolina be opened. It is opened. And, it's going to be a whacked evening. And we don't know to what extent Donald Trump will discuss the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and what is obviously his plan to try to fill that seat and fill that seat very, very soon. But we will see what he has to say coming up very, very soon. Let me get to a few super chats that are coming. There's a lot happening. I know I've been away and people are itching, scratching to get back in. Let me first just do Twitch because it's quick. We're sadly down back into the triple digits for Twitch subs because, as you know, they expire monthly. So we're down to 977. But thanks to One Bite and Circle Hair Guy and Silent Night, we're pushing back. We're churning these numbers. We're sauteing these subscriber numbers and going to ramp them up very soon. Quabidias Shuans has subscribed with Prime and says, assume Trump confirms a new judge, then Biden wins. What are your thoughts on the likelihood of packing the court? Yeah, I am still thinking through the political implications of it, but I think that it needs to be made clear to Republicans that if they do this, it is a huge risk if Trump loses, that then there is a completely wide open door to pack the court. And I would very powerfully look into that and likely support it, even though I've been cautious about it in the past. Listen, I am likely to completely lose my mind if Republicans are able to do this. And I might say, get rid of the filibuster, pack the court, rip it all off of the walls if that were to take place. All right, we have just triggered a hype train on Twitch. Let's get that going. I'm going to check back in with Twitch momentarily, but I do have some super chats that I want to read as we await the arrival of one of Donald Trump's many planes. Chakoseki has checked in with a super chat and says, Dave, can you give a shout out to my homies, Spencer the Hut, Yo-Yo Modi, and Vaz the Crazy Bus? Thanks. There it is. Shout out to the three of you. Love it. Marika says, hey, David, thanks for streaming during the weekend. RBG is huge news. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had to be here for it. Kyle Hopper says AOC's message last night was excellent. You'll dig. I have not yet seen it, but I will look into it. Joseph Dinsies says RBG passed away on Rosh Hashanah, making her a tzaddik, a righteous one. I think we should look at the bright side. This will energize the progressive base to get out the vote, donate, and campaign. I love that Joseph brings this up. And yeah, keep the super chats coming. That's a great way to participate. I actually think that although this is not a stable country right now, this is a very unstable country, as many of you know. But if there is one thing that I can be relatively certain about, it's that the possibility that Donald Trump gets in his in the 45 days remaining before the election, or in the last 4 months, yes, 4 months, almost to the day of his term, that he may put a Supreme Court justice in, this is going to help the turnout for people who will not vote for Donald Trump and will vote for Joe Biden. I am certain of it. Now, the degree to which that will happen, I don't know. But this will energize people. Remember those clowns in 2016? I know you know them. There were lots of them on the right, but there were some on the left who were saying, Trump or Hillary, they're both part of the same establishment. I don't care which way, because it's all the same. And people stayed home, and it was out of your mind idiotic. I think that there are some of those people who are going to see this and say, oh, hell no. Now I need to vote. It may not even work to stop Trump from appointing someone. I think if Trump appoints someone and gets them confirmed, it will even more bolster turnout for Joe Biden. So I think that's a reality. And we'll talk upcoming about the degree to which that will be a thing. And people are pointing out that some of those people are in my audience. Yeah, I mean, listen, my audience has everything from, anti-Semites, anti-Yosemanites who write to me all the time, all the way to Marxist socialists, anarcho-capitalists, and there's everything in my audience. And we're going to follow that very, very closely. Thank you to so many people who have us on a level 3 hype train right now. Let's do it. Let's at least get back up to 1,000 subs on Twitch. Mootbar, Predicon, Jalarson, Typical College Stud, Grungy Dan, The Phony Pope, Fatty McBlunts, Donkey Show, Microactive, all of these great people participating. And I think it is conceivable. I think it's conceivable that we could have a successful 5-level hype train today. Other super chats continuing to come in. They are accelerating. I want to hear from you. Can we get off of this toxic channel? Is anybody else live yet? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So somebody else is live now. We imagine having to go to Fox News to have a less toxic stream. Okay. That tells you how bad things are. Steven says 6-3 conservative majority for decades. Suck it. Even if Trump loses, you're all behind for decades. Goodbye, Roe v. Wade. Taste the victory, libs. Steven, I hope that was worth $5 for you. Thank you for supporting my program. Matthew Paul says, I'm so bummed that people are choosing this guy. It is sad. Dylan Clutter has subscribed over on YouTube. Sunil Matwani says, this hypocrisy is through the roof. Thanks for getting us all through this, Mr. Pacman. And congrats on 1 million. Thank you. Tristan McCoppin says, with amount of power, corruption, and opportunity Trump and Republicans have, I don't see him allowing an election loss. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, that's certainly, we're exploring that in our coverage of election foul play. We certainly are. We are now on a level 4 hype train over on Twitch. Thanks to Choben for subscribing with Twitch Prime. We do now have, we actually have, I'm trying to think now, I believe some 14-month subscribers on Twitch, which is wild. Caitlin Campanella Dietrich says, can you explain abolishing the filibuster? Yes, but not right now. I want to be fully prepared with the history of it, and we'll do a segment on that very, very soon. Thanks to Kathleen Babcock. Kathleen is new member number 1 today at joinpacman.com. Very much appreciate that. Listen, I don't want to be too forward, but I would suggest joining Kathleen at joinpacman.com. Why not? Brody Andrew Mulligan says, today we grieve, tomorrow we grind. Register, remind, and remove Trump from the White House. People in the future need us today now. Love from Texas. Absolutely. Well said, Brody. Chris says, Glenn Kirshner made a video on RBG. Can recommend. Thank you. Bronx Bjorn says, just donated 50 to Biden. Always love Bernie, but never donated to him. RBG death was a wake-up call for me. Elections truly have consequences. Well said. Well said. Thanks to Zynga for the Twitch sub. Also, thanks to David Bayer for the Twitch sub. Appreciate that. Chakaseki says, I predict Trump will brag about ramming the court with conservative judges, kind of like how he packs rams and crams his maw with KFC tendies. Yeah, I think now he's more into, was it burritos? What was he pictured eating lately? It was vile, but it was not the food, just Trump going, oh no, it was a Philly cheesesteak on Air Force One. Thank you to 14194 You Me for the subscription. Nerd Shaman has subscribed and has pushed us into a level 5 hype train. Kitty Shook has subscribed on Twitch. And thanks, Hannibal, for the support as well. Very exciting. Who else do we have here? Azim Abu Khalil says, did McConnell's blocking of Obama's Supreme Court pick in 2016 constitute a constitutional violation? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, that's one of those questions where it's like, yeah, maybe, but it's not going to, we've got to what we have to do is remove them now. Let's stay focused on that. What recourse do we have in 2020? Yeah, basically none. Basically none. Rest in peace, RBG. Well said. Well said. Big thank you to Jordan Longoria. Jordan Longoria is new member number 2 today on my website, joinpacman.com. I appreciate that. If you're just joining us, vacation is over. Before our vacation, I said, we're taking this week off and then we're coming back. And then we've got a lot of work to do. We've got the debate starting, not this Tuesday, but the next one. VP debate, campaign, election, meddling, whatever happens. We've got lame duck to inauguration. We've got a lot ahead of us. We've now added to that the tragic death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the political fight that is going to represent. So we have our work cut out for us. I hope you'll be here with me. We're going to be here. Let's see here. Dantastic says, heartbroken over RBG. I hope they get a lot of backlash from murdering someone for free. The double standards that McConnell has his infuriating. It is infuriating, certainly. No doubt about it. Dylan Clutter says, I posted a video on the subreddit of someone who I work with getting interviewed. We look like idiots. Recommend you watch for a good laugh. Okay. We will check that out. Jamie says, Trump is so dumb that he would probably benefit from holding off on a SCOTUS pick. Whoa, where'd it go? Would benefit from holding off on a SCOTUS pick. He can campaign on that and bump the turnout for GOP voters. I actually read something that suggested if Trump nominated Merrick Garland, he almost certainly wins re-election, because that might appeal to the Trump clowns will support anything he does. And there might be some people who now are like, oh, no. I've got to get out and vote if Trump's going to ram someone through. And then they hear, oh, he nominated the guy Obama was going to put in. Maybe that helps Trump. I think that's a fair point. Rob Yale says just 10, sends the number 10. Thank you. We do have about a minute and a half left to complete a level 5 hype train over on Twitch. I want to say thanks to Viju, who has subscribed with Prime and the message, hey, David, keep the faith. And Shell Marley has also subscribed. I very much appreciate that. Okay. What else do we have going on? There's some other new members. Hold on. Matthew Connor is new member number 3. Matthew Drengler is new member number 4. Elijah Navziger is new member number 5. Chantel Boucher is new member number 6. And Bonnie Nelligan is new member number 7 today at joinpacman.com. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. If you are just joining us, this rally in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where the virus will be spread and stupid things will be said, is in Fayetteville, North Carolina, scheduled for 6 p.m. Eastern time. Just 1 minute from now, we're standing by waiting for the arrival of Donald Trump. We have successfully completed a level 5 hype train on Twitch. We've not had a successful one for weeks. So I very much appreciate that. Love it, love it, love it. And remember that if you are watching on YouTube, the fight doesn't stop at 1 million. We are working on 1.1 million subscribers. And I would love it if you're watching on YouTube for you to hit that subscribe button. Other super chat. Oh, people, recent polling. Yeah, let's look at that. Actually, before we even do that, I have one fresh meme for you guys today. This is another deep fake. This is Sam Cedar trying to sneak into the 1 million subscriber club, and I confront him. Okay, this is another one of those deep fakes. There I am.
Hey, P-Brain, what are you doing here?
There it is. All right. So that's me confronting Sam Cedar. And as far as recent polls go, so I wanted to mention a couple things. Listen, the polls can change and the polls could be very wrong. Okay. Certainly those are possibilities, but they're not looking good for Donald Trump right now. And I had some people email me about this poll that says, David, everything's fine. Look at Missouri. Okay. Trump's up by 8 in Missouri. Trump won Missouri in 2016 by 19 points. If this is true and Trump wins Missouri by 8, it's very bad for Trump. I think that there's a lot of people there's healthy skepticism of the value of polls and the accuracy of polls. And then there's just kind of idiotic confusion, okay? If in 2016 Trump won Missouri by 19 and he's only winning by 8 right now, and you can believe this poll, which as far as I know we can, that is a loss of 11 points for Trump in Missouri, okay? That's not good for him. Now, of course, the polls could be wrong. Voter suppression isn't in here. It's all of course. But like this isn't good. Winning by 8 isn't good. You know, I had people who said, where was this other one? Trump's winning Utah by 18. Look at that. Remember that in 2016, there was a strong Evan McMullen. I think he was third party or independent in Utah. And Utah's one of the most conservative states in the country. So what Trump plus 18 in Utah tells us what? It tells us nothing. It tells us nothing. The election is not coming down to Utah. So all of this stuff could be very wrong, very bad. We could all end up devastated on November 4th, of course. But people, let's understand what's going on here, please. Okay. Brooks Madden says, imagine a lame duck Trump. Now that's scary. Yes, I've talked about that many times, and that is very scary. Also, I consider this. Scary lame duck Trump. Scary lame duck Trump supporters with guns who believe that it was rigged and that's why Trump lost. That's the scenario that is very, very scary for me. Very, very scary for me. Thanks to Mr. Cool Dad for subscribing with Twitch Prime, as well as Loosh, Wango, Sour D, J Gator Hunter, Optical Monk, Erica AT, James Gentry. Oh, the Surfs, Faux Six, Pyro's Unicorn, and so on and so forth. I mean, there's just so many people here. Andre Bavaria says, thanks for doing what you do. This election is important for the whole world. Reason, decency, humanity, truth, democracy, education have to win. Following from Germany, if only I could vote blue. Thanks, Andre. I would love to visit Bavaria. I've never had the pleasure, but I am told that it is an amazing, amazing place. Hopefully soon. Someday. Okay, other super chats. Ant and Sharon the bottom say, hey, Pack, we watch all the time. Thanks for all the info. Big love and support. Hashtag the bottom. Hashtag suicide awareness. Thank you. Zachary Monroe says via YouTube super chat, it's so hard being the only liberal in a highly conservative family. Rest in peace, Ginsburg. Congratulations on reaching 1 million subscribers. Love the show. Thank you. Tiffany Lupardis says there is only one Planned Parenthood in Missouri. We need to stop him at all cost. Joey 2 says the minority has too much control over the majority. DT says if the vacancy isn't filled before November, what happens if there's an election legal battle? That is also a very relevant and important question. No doubt about it. And a lot of these things I want to devote, a little more thought to, and they will be covered on the Monday show now that we are back from vacation. Thanks to Devastate, as you can see up there, for subscribing with Twitch Prime, raising a glass to Devastate. Give Me Our Milk, Please, has subscribed and says, hi, big fan, but doesn't matter. Everyone needs to go and vote. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. What else do we have here? People asking. Yeah, I mentioned that during my vacation, I was rewatching some Breaking Bad. I got into season 2. And right now, I'm just past where... Okay, listen, this is an old series, so there's going to be spoilers. Turn it off if you still haven't seen Breaking Bad and don't want it spoiled. I'm about to talk about what happens in season 2 of Breaking Bad, which is like 12 years old. Spoilers are coming. I just got past where Tuco dies. So that's where I am. Kind of a little too much of a lead up there before just saying that. Spoilers. Here we go. Desiree says, thank you, David. You helped me get these political tough times. Thank you. Michael Kearns with the biggest super chat of the day so far at $20. That's the greenback, my friends. David, congrats on 1 million. Well-deserved, mate. You're one of the best hosts ever. Wonderfully neutral, yet morally grounded. I am flattered. Thanks, Michael. Donna Williams says, David, I joined when you covered Soleimani and Trump went to sleep. Thank you for your thoughtful coverage as always. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ethan DeMillo says, what do you think the chances are of the vacancy being filled before the election? I think the chances of before the election are 5%. I think the real risk is during the lame duck period. If Trump wins, it's like fill it whenever. Right? Because if it's, he's going to get to fill it. If Trump loses, filling it during the lame duck period is scary. That's very scary. Okay. Other members that I want to say thank you to. Christoph Richter is new member number 8. Laura Siaka is number 9. Gabriel Carby is number 10. Jill Hoffman is number 11. That's 11 at joinpacman.com. Appreciate it. This was scheduled for 7 minutes ago. Donald Trump has not even landed yet, as many of you can probably notice. Let's see what is going on over on the Trump YouTube channel. Nothing. And on Right Side Broadcasting, they're still promoting future rallies and events. One would imagine that the landing of the plane is going to happen very soon. Yeah. Let's see. Is there audio here? Let's see. Is that religious music? My God, what is going on there? Okay. Michael Grace says Obama was blocked. Whoops, I lost it. Hold on. Let me find that. Where did that? Okay, here it is. Obama was blocked from nominating a judge. How many other presidents have been blocked from nominating? If you don't know offhand, you can cover this. Yeah, I'm not aware of Obama being blocked from nominating. No, but I will look into it. Christ Illusion says, decided to turn Republican because the system is set up for me. Straight white male. Just sad day. Weird. Okay. Evan Williams says, does it annoy you how much of Trump's antics get ignored by the mainstream media? Yes. Chamath Rathnayakar says, far-right brown dude here supporting Biden against warmongering Trump free Palestine. Okay. Shad Price has signed up. Submarine Nick says, David, thanks for bringing sanity into the world. Do you think some of the Republicans at risk of losing this election will block the nomination? I think it's possible. It's just too early to know. We have to wait. We have to wait and see. But we will do that because we have no choice but to wait and see. Thanks to Ubenda Bear and Christopher is here, both of whom have subscribed on Twitch. Very much appreciate that. Troy Baker says, how do I explain the dangers of a one-party state to the non-politically engaged? Well, if we have a system built on checks and balances, a one-party state, let me put it a different way. If we believe checks and balances are good, by definition, a one-party state precludes and eliminates a bunch of those checks and balances that are possible. Urban Mask says, stop saying McConnell's a hypocrite or has no morals. It's true, but it overlooks his racism, which was the main blocker for the Garland appointment. Well, that may be, but it is certainly not relevant in terms of what's going to happen in the next 4 months. I don't know how else to say it. I do want to start letting you guys know now that Tuesday, September 29th is the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. We will be covering it live. My goal is for it to be the biggest stream we have ever had. Now, the biggest stream we've ever had so far is about 50,000 live concurrent viewers. So I don't have any idea if it's possible, but I would love it if you join me on the 29th of September. I don't know what time it is, sometime at night, Eastern, 7, 8, 9, something like that. We will be live. Powerfully live is, I think, the way I would describe it. Other super chats. Fours says, David, does seeing the Virginia early voting lines give you some optimism on overall voter turnout? Yes. And early reports are that there is a significant advantage for Democrats over Republicans in early voting. Early voting. That is really good. That's an excellent thing. Thanks to Lazi in Wonderland for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thanks to James Meir for subscribing on Twitch. And thanks to Gold3N Griffin for subscribing with Twitch Prime. The next subscriber would be Twitch subscriber number 1000. We are at 999, if you can imagine that. That's a shout out to Grandmaster Benjamin Feingold, of course, as many of you know. Let's see what else we have going on here. That's Ghastly says, Trump said his nomination will likely be a woman. I did not see that. Oh, I guess let's look. This is something interesting. This is Trump yesterday. Now, a lot was made out of this was Trump's genuine reaction to finding out RBG had just died. Although immediately a bunch of people said this Trump had been briefed and he was pretending. I don't know the truth, but let's look at it.
Yeah. She just died? Wow. I didn't know that. I just...
By the way, I have no idea why there's music. Maybe it was playing in the background at the rally.
You're telling me now for the first time. She led an amazing life. What else can you say? She was an amazing woman. Whether you agreed or not, she was an amazing woman who led an amazing life. I'm actually sad to hear that. I am sad to hear that. Thank you very much.
Okay, anyway. So there were also moments during yesterday's rally where Trump was talking about the Supreme Court and people were screaming at him that RBG is dead. It's completely surreal. It's like nothing I've seen. It was perverse, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Monday's going to be a crazy show. I don't know how we get caught up. We probably need a full week just to get caught up. Okay. I don't know why Donald Trump hasn't yet landed. This rally was scheduled for 6 p.m. Eastern time, and Donald Trump's plane has not even landed yet, although people are standing now. So maybe, are we close now? I guess something must be about to happen, it would seem. Or maybe not. Some of these crowds, they stand for no reason. Thanks for Don Kimmy. Don is new member number 12 today at joinpacman.com. I really appreciate that and love that folks are signing up. Zach says, got our Wisconsin ballots today. Hand delivering Monday. Beautiful. Beautiful. Chris says, Trump is a germaphobe. He said now that the virus is here, he doesn't have to shake the hands of his voter base. All right. I mean, you could be a germaphobe and be a good president and a good person. Trump happens to be neither, but that doesn't seem like a huge deal. Rob says, sorry about the 10. Thanks for the great content. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate the support. Let's see. MAB says the death of RBG is just another nail in the coffin of democracy. It certainly feels like it could be. Certainly feels like it could be. We are now back in the quadruple digits for Twitch subs, thanks to Willie D, Trouda, Alpha Omega, Carsus, MonsFMD, Desparagus, and I guess that's it. Okay. All right. Very good. Zaximo the Outlaw says, as an American living in Norway, if Trump gets another 4 years, I'm contemplating renting out a room in my house to help a fellow American escape, doing my civil duty. There you go. Examine Everything says the world's watching in horror, remembering Hitler. Okay. Jorge says, what tools can the Dems use to slow down the Republican Supreme Court nomination getting pushed through, if any? They need to find the sensible Republicans. There's probably a handful of them or something like that. And they need to get them to understand all of the potentially bad things that will happen if Trump pushes this through and Biden wins. And, whether they care about that, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I'm being told that the rally actually was rescheduled to 6:30. 6:30 tomorrow. No, I'm kidding. To 6:30 today. Let's see if that's the case. Yes, it appears to have been rescheduled to 6:30. That's very true. Okay, let's see do you guys want me to try to connect very briefly with Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell to try to finish our conversation that we had in the little bit of time that we have? I'll try to do it, and then we'll keep an eye on this. Because we got cut off last time. Let me see here. I have to make sure I can get this all going the right way. Going to try to get Discord going. But I'm going to miss my membership pitch if I do this. I'm not going to be able to do a hard sell for people signing up at joinpacman.com. No, I think we'll be okay. We'll have time for pitches. Let's see if I can get Steven going. Here we go. It's just my Discord is updating now. Yeah, I don't know how long we're going to have. Oh my God, Discord is just taking forever. Dear God, downloading update 1 of 7,252. That could take a while, right? Oh my goodness. All right, I think now we're going to be good. I think what I'm going to try to do is just reestablish the sort of, oh no, I think we're screwed, guys. Now there's a whole other slate of updates happening now. Oh my God. Yeah, it's just not, oh God, there's now another one. This is like that scene in Office Space where progress indicators keep getting to 100 and then they just start over. Oh my God. Whoa. What is going on here? Let's see. Oh, he's actually talking to Shirka right now. I don't know what that means. Zachurka. So I guess he can't talk to me right now. He's not. Oh, okay. Oh, he's done. Okay. Check in real quick. Let's see if we can raise him. We're trying to raise Destiny. Okay, here we go. Stephen Kenneth. Let's see if we can do it. Let me get my microphone, and then for speakers, let me see. Stephen?
Hey, what's up, bud? How you doing?
How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Are we have you haven't cut me out because of our conversation the other day, right?
No, why would you think that?
There were a lot of people saying that there was a bridge being on the Destiny.
Listen, so here's the joke, okay? I disagree with a lot of people politically over things. Usually what happens is when I have a political disagreement with somebody, usually they and their fan base fucking hates me.
Oh, okay.
I can be friends with people with way different political affiliations.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm never gonna I disagree with you, so now I hate you. Unless you tell me that you want to kill all the Jews or some crazy shit like that.
Right, and I would never do that.
I don't think you. Yeah.
I would never do that.
I don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah.
So listen, we obviously don't have time for the full discussion, but what I thought would be interesting to do would be just to establish some of the reasons why I think the conversation was misframed the other day. So would you allow me to do that?
Yeah.
And then you
lag
tell me
probably
what you
didn't
think.
help it. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, what did you say?
I was gonna say the lag probably didn't help at all.
The lag didn't help. The conversation was misframed because of the lag, yes. But more importantly, so here's the thing. I'll give you my thoughts on two things, and then we'll see where you're at. So you kept wanting to talk about first principles, and I resisted that. And then afterwards, there was this sort of discussion that happened. People emailed me, and they had different views about first principles versus the specifics. My point is not that first principles don't matter. The point I was trying to make was, unless we first establish what we're talking about, we might be talking about principles that apply to different situations. And what I mean by that is, if we focus on, as an example, the idea of can people defend themselves, I don't actually believe that the primary discussion to be had about the Kenosha thing is about that. In other words, for me, the context more is, what does it say about a society if things like that are encouraged, if things like that become more common, et cetera? For me, the legal aspect of self-defense, I've already conceded. I think that on one of the two counts, if this kid has good attorneys, there's a good chance that at least on one of the two counts, it could go down as self-defense. But so my argument was not that first principles don't matter. It's that if we just jump into first principles, we might be talking about principles that apply to other situations, not the ones that we're actually trying to discuss. And for me, the principle of can people defend things seemed like just going in the wrong way.
Oh, sure. I mean, I frame it as a moral, a self-defense conversation. The only reason why I like to start at first principles is just because I like to have a foundational idea of where you're coming from. Because sometimes I feel like a lot of arguments get lost where people start arguing a specific scenario.
Right.
But the reality is that they have a fundamental disagreement that is they have to resolve that before they can move further. The best example I can think of this is 99% of the time people talk about abortion, there is a fundamental disagreement on when a human life becomes a human life.
Okay.
And having a conversation past that point is a waste of time. If you don't believe it's a life, well, of course you can have an abortion. Of course it's a matter of inconvenience to the mother and you can abort it. But if you do believe it's a life, well, killing a human to save someone for an inconvenience that's a really hard sell. But most people that argue abortion don't even talk about whether or not the fetus is living. They go on and talk about the choice of the mother or what's right for the family or whatever. They get way past that. That's the only reason why I like to just get that foundation. It could be that we have our discussion on self-defense and we both agree or disagree, or at least we understand each other. And then maybe that principle actually never comes up because maybe you argue totally differently. Well, what is the practical, if somebody goes and defends a small business, is that ever good? Even if they are right to justify self-defense, does that actually help us? And then it could be at that point, maybe the self-defense principle doesn't even come up. It's just good to know that in the back of my head so that I know where we're working.
Fair. It just seems like sometimes the people who just want to talk about first principles are focused on getting the other person they're talking to agree to completely uncontroversial, vague, overarching principles that very few people would disagree with, and it doesn't even actually do anything to move the conversation forward.
Sure, but then I guess what I would figure is the onus then would be on me. Let's say that somebody wants to have a conversation and their position is that all brown immigrants are foreign invaders.
Right.
Okay. And then and then they start the conversation off. Do you think we have a right to self-defense? I mean, I would say, well, yeah, of course we do. But then when we advance the conversation, I'm going to say, I don't consider people immigrating to your land to be aggressors that need to be defended against. Even if we
Got
agree
it.
on those first principles, like I'm going to disagree with your application of them. But then at least we can, start from there, I guess. Yeah.
So then the other thing, and again, we're just, for people who are wondering, I'm talking to Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II, and we're just kind of we're reframing, we are pre-framing a conversation that will subsequently happen. The other thing that I thought was getting us in the wrong direction was, for example, when I mentioned, among other things, that Kyle Rittenhouse is 17 years old, you said, well, if he was 18, then would you be okay with it? And I said, no. And then you said that his age is irrelevant. I think it's important to talk about that. We have to discuss the situation that took place, and we could identify lots of factors. Like, for example, we could, let me back up for a second. Just because one factor, if different, wouldn't dramatically change my perspective on the situation doesn't mean the factor is irrelevant. It's sort of like saying, I'm against, I'm against theft by people under 20 or whatever. And then you say, well, what about someone who's 21? Well, no, I'm also against that, but there's something particularly pernicious about young people who are getting involved in theft or whatever. I don't think that it's particularly relevant to say that if I would also have a problem with it if Kyle Rittenhouse was 18, then him being 17 is irrelevant. It's still part of the facts and part of the story.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm gonna throw a debate lingo at you. Okay, have you ever heard of the term Gish Gallop?
Have I heard of it? Of course. I've been interviewed by Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh, okay. There you go. Right. So I agree with you. So for instance, let's say that like the reason why I decided to move here, is because I'm closer to friends, I'm closer to stores, I'm closer to city life, blah, blah, blah. And somebody would ask me, oh, so if your friends weren't there, you wouldn't have moved there? And then I'd be like, well, no, there's a whole bunch of other reasons I'd move here too. Right. I think that it's okay to build a case like that. That's totally fine.
Yeah,
good. The only thing I worry about though is that when I talk about like a Gish Gallop, what I'm saying is sometimes what people will do is they'll build an argument on 4 or 5 or 6 very weak legs that individually none are justified, but taken collectively appear to build a very powerful argument. So I go back to race examples. I'm so used to arguing against race realists. So like a race realist might say, black crime is the same all over the world. We know that black people have warrior genes. We know that black people biologically have less IQ than us. And then we know that black people are more predisposed to violence. So how can you oppose me saying that right? When somebody says that, it's like, well, hold on. We have to go back and argue over every single one of these premises because I disagree on every point. So if somebody tells me like, oh, well, so Kyle Rittenhouse was underage. He acquired the weapon illegally. He was in a place where he wasn't supposed to be. It's like, okay, well, let's go back. If he was 18, would that change anything? Well, no, I think it's still right. Okay, well, what if he'd acquired the weapon legally? Would that change anything? Well, maybe not. And okay, well, what if he, did have standing to be there? Let's say that he owned that gas station, right? So that's why I like to just walk through and examine each thing. It's okay to say, well, on its own, this one thing doesn't build my argument, but I still think it's a supporting case. It's a supporting piece. But that's why I just like to go through and look at it. I have like a very like big building block approach to like making arguments, basically. Yeah.
So that's fair. And then the third thing would be, I think that for us to more productively talk about it, we probably have to agree on the facts. Like, for example, you threw out this thing of, well, this was the only, what if this kid is the only kid who can go and defend the business? And it's like, it's ridiculous to think that a 17-year-old from a different state using a gun that's not even his is the last resort for defending a business. The violent incidents didn't even take place at the business that he was supposedly defending, et cetera. So I do think that we should establish the facts in order to more productively talk about it. And, honestly, I think that in the end, it sounds like we both agree that this is not a country that would be better off if it was based on the regular defense of businesses by 17-year-olds with guns. And we probably would agree that there's a chance, that is not an unreasonable chance, that this kid is not going to be found guilty, at least on one of the counts. Like, I don't know that we disagree on that much on it. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. I just want to be very careful because this conversation is just happening in a certain political slant, but I wouldn't want to be held to a principle about this argument that if I were to try to apply it to another one, now all of a sudden I'm morally bankrupt. So for instance, I absolutely do think that if black communities were being marched on by white racists who were trying to kill them for no reason, and the cops weren't doing anything, I would absolutely defend black communities, not only defending their lives, but defending their livelihoods. If we had like a Black Wall Street incident or like a Tulsa race riots where black people were being marched upon by murderous white lynch mobs, I think that they should absolutely be able to defend not only their lives, but their properties with lethal force as well. So I wouldn't want to commit myself to anything in one argument that I'd throw away in the other if a different type of, a different class of person, I guess, like a minority or like women versus men or something was involved, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think you have to pre-commit to anything to say that if we think about how is this country going to improve, it's not by 17-year-olds with guns from the next state over defending businesses. Like, I think there's no way we would say that that's the next phase for the country. That's how the country will improve and evolve.
Sure, that is true, but I guess that we get into the weeds because there's like, I don't think that all people are morally compelled to act in ways that 100% will commit them to doing things for the benefit of all of society. I don't necessarily think that's true. As a quick example of this is very, very loaded, but we might run into problems in the future where we can't replace our children because women are getting more and more reproductive and economic freedoms, and they realize, hold on, having kids sucks. Like, why would I give away 10 of the best years of my career building part of my life to have a fucking kid? Like, a lot of women are making that decision, and you see that reflected in birth rates all across the Western world. I would never say like, okay, listen up, women. Okay, the feminism game was fun, but we got to start pumping babies out. We're literally like losing populations in our country. We can't support our old people, and our countries are fading away. Like, time to stop playing, working woman and go back to being a housewife, right? I don't think you can commit somebody to a position that might benefit all of society, but individually overrides their autonomy.
Oh my God, I have no idea what you're talking about with that, but I'm gonna have to go back and listen. I don't know how that's even remotely applicable to what we're talking about.
Sure. What I'm saying is that I don't know if people going out and defending their property with violence, I don't know if that builds an overall better society. I don't know if that makes America a better place, but I wouldn't compel a man to watch his business burn because it might not benefit the overall narrative of the country.
Right. And I would say that it is completely unrealistic that a business burning or not burning depends on a 17-year-old from a different state with an illegal gun.
Maybe not just a 17-year-old, but some level of militia defense is entirely plausible, for sure. Historically, there's precedent, and then even potentially within these own riots, there might be precedent.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's a different issue. But
Sure.
Okay. All right. Listen. Hey, are you back in the U.S. or are you still in Europe?
Back in the U.S.
Oh, you
the
are. Okay.
wonderful area of L.A. Yeah.
And how was it? And you were in Copenhagen, which I just love. That's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, it's a super, super, super cute place. Holy shit. Yeah.
Was there? I caught wind. Was there controversy that you were like out streaming at restaurants and like random bystanders were in the stream and there was controversy over it?
I mean, every now and then people get upset that they're being filmed or whatever. I don't know. I think it's kind of dumb. I usually try to be like pretty respectful of people if I'm streaming. Like, I try to make sure my camera's not aimed at anybody. But this were like people in the background, like 10 tables away, were like staring at us like the whole time. I don't think anybody knew they were there or heard anything. But I guess they just got a little bit irked or whatever, and it's just kind of dumb. But
and is this Melina's thing? Like, she's doing these kind of IRL streams?
Yeah, she like travels around Europe and streams and whatnot. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, listen, I know you have a busy schedule ahead of you, and we've got this Trump rally starting up. So let's, I think that now we've pre-negotiated the debate, and the debate may no longer even be necessary thanks to the pre-negotiation.
Sure. Maybe. We'll see, I guess. Huh?
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay. Good luck, David.
All right. Don't cut me out. Don't cut me out. Okay.
Okay. Fuck you. All right. Bye.
See you later. There it is. Stephen, Kenneth, Destiny, Bunnell II. Okay, very good. We are now moments from the start of this rally. Donald Trump now almost certainly close to landing. Let me do real quick Twitch thank yous. Claire G has subscribed. Bolo, Physics Lad, Burnt Crystal, Soynin, Lizardo, Level Up Gamer, Carsus. Oh, no, Carsus I already thanked. Very good. So we're caught up there. What else do we have? Super chats. Actually, wait, before I do that, one other new member. Martha Reed is new member number 13 today at joinpacman.com. Okay, other super chats coming in. What do we have here? Joey Ruggiero says, the pack is back. I hope you're well rested and ready for more red hot dumpster fires. I am ready. Skeppel says, welcome back from vacation. I can finally shower again. Yeah, a lot of people were on, they were protesting by not showering. It was weird. Stephen Parmy says, if there is a Democratic majority in the House and Senate, what is the relevance of the Supreme Court? Can the court's influence be avoided? No. There are all sorts of decisions that have nothing to do with the House and Senate that go to the Supreme Court. And let's not for a moment fall into that kind of thinking. Okay. Whoa, I just missed a bunch. Let me scroll back up. Desiree DeWitt says, it's now more important than ever to get the tangerine terror out. Let's harness RBG's strength and vote this lawless administration out. I agree. Nay's Garden with a $50 super chat, the largest super chat today. Wow, spoiling shows for your audience. How is Trump unhinged if the event has yet to start? I think Trump was stately as he stepped out of the event and was informed. All right, very good. Vegetable Television says, any tips on improving kick drum technique? Yeah, so there's this book. Let me see. Here's the book I recommend for kick drum technique. This is a beautiful book. This is the book right here. Okay. This is for developing good kick drum technique. I recommend also you even, if you don't typically play with a double pedal, set up a double pedal when you use this book, Bass Drum Control by Colin Bailey. It has all sorts of exercises. As you can see, they're left-right exercises. Now you can use hi-hat and kick if you want. I used to practice these more with a double pedal, or you can even alternate. You can play the left foot alternating between hi-hat and your double pedal. This is just amazing stuff. This is really, really good stuff. And in addition to doing exercises like these, learn to play heel up and heel down. And, obviously in real playing situations, you would just intuitively know, typically from the tempo and the amount of volume you're looking for, you would know whether you want to play heel up or heel down. But being able to play slow and fast, soft and loud, heel up and heel down, I think is really useful. So that's the book I would recommend. Sam Dean says, "G'day, mate. Victorian fine for not wearing a mask is $200. Maximum fine for breaking curfew is $19,000. We're not messing around. You rock, mate." Fork Bomb says, "Happy birthday, David." Thank you. It is months away, but I appreciate that. Unknown Prodigy cannot believe that these idiots are maskless. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Susan Lloyd says, "Fantastic show." Chris Chuck says, "Hey, David, congratulations on 1 million subscribers. I have a question. How do I get my apathetic friends to vote for Biden without coming off as rude?" I don't know. I'd have to hear more about, their point of view. Maybe try calling into the show on Wednesday. Okay. If you're just joining us, this rally was scheduled for 36 minutes ago. It was rescheduled for 6 minutes ago. And as you can see, it has not yet started. But we are expecting touchdown by Donald Trump just about any moment here. If you're watching on Twitch, please make sure to follow me on Twitch. We are so close to 50,000 followers on Twitch, which would be a great accomplishment. Meanwhile, on YouTube, we are close to 1.1 million subscribers. So please subscribe on YouTube. It's free. It costs nothing. And we are pushing towards 1.1 million subscribers. Mike Pyro says there isn't 1,000 people in camera view, about 100 people per bleacher. Okay. Sam Burston says, "Thoughts on a new civil war? Can the military crush it?" Well, I think part of the idea of a civil war is the military could be involved. But I'm hoping that we're going to be short of a civil war. I'm hoping to avoid one. Donna Williams says, please reiterate why voting third party is a vote for Trump. Thank you. Well, listen, if voting for third party is not a vote for Trump, if you like Trump, right? If you like Trump and you want Trump to win and you vote third party, then you're hurting Trump. If you don't want Trump to win and you vote third party, you're helping Trump, essentially, particularly in those close states that could be the difference makers. A lot of people are pointing, so it seems as though the plane maybe is getting close. We can sort of hope when the crowd all pointing. Let's see what's going on from the standpoint of audio. Okay, so Elton John currently playing. All right. I can't imagine Elton John is okay with that. Paul Ames says, how do you think this affects the Supreme Court legal fight for this election? We won't know until we know whether Trump pushes someone in. So there's actually choppers in the back. Are we expecting Trump via chopper here? Did he actually land elsewhere with the plane? Let me take a look. Fayetteville. President arrives. No, it looks like it's the plane that's landing. Yeah. Not the chopper. Looks like the choppers are just there just in case, I guess. Okay. Clinky Winky says Trump wants to replace RBG as quick as possible. Doesn't he trust his base to elect him again so he could take his time? Also, congrats for 1 million. Steven Does Stuff says you should debate Tim Pool again. D. Lusk says, who do you think Trump will blame for his tardiness? He won't even mention it. William Denny says, viewer from Canada here. Wish I could vote, but love all your coverage and viewpoints. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Nay's Garden says, thoughts on the People's Party? I don't know enough about it to intelligently opine. I'm guessing that the plane must be here because before people were looking sort of to screen left, and now a lot of people are looking kind of to screen right. So I wonder if the plane is there and just circling to land or what's going on. People very, very excited, though. Very, very excited. Okay. Thanks to Alexander the Grape, who subscribed with Twitch and says, hey, David, what do you think of the Dems packing the Supreme Court if the Republicans nominate a conservative justice before the election if they win? Well, for me, it's not if they nominate. I think Trump will nominate. For me, it's if they get a judge confirmed. And I would probably be in favor of packing the court in that case. Yeah. But I'm going to talk more about that on Monday. Samuel Lopez says, Davidcito, felicidades, un millón, or un millón if you're not from Argentina. Yes. By the way, did you guys see my Spanish language interview? I have an hour-long Spanish language interview on my YouTube channel, subtitled beautifully by me in English. So if you speak Spanish or if you speak English, and you can read, I guess, you would be able to understand it. And I encourage you to check that out. I think that's really good. Master Krepta says, David, who would you say is the worst possible choice Trump could make to replace RBG? Maybe Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz would be pretty bad. Yeah. Mike B. Pyro says closed captioning has a hot mic. Yeah, there were things coming up. What does 10 mean? Why are people holding up 2 hands? Does anybody know what that means? Or 9? I have no idea what that means. Anybody? Janine Pirro might be even worse than Ted Cruz. Oh, 45, 4 and 5, 10 more years. Yeah. Who knows? Hey, look, here's someone with a mask. It's like, what are you even doing there? Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Archimedes has subscribed on Twitch with the message, for the many, not the all. Very much like that. As the sun is setting in Fayetteville, North Carolina, we await Donald Trump's arrival. Christopher Pineda says, I don't know, but I have this strange feeling when Trump is alone, He takes a moment to break down and cry, knowing his base is as disgusting as he is. I would love to think in private Trump is crying about the people that support him. That would be interesting. I just don't know that it's the case. Solange Gregory says, if the Dems let them get away with replacing Ginsburg, do we agree we riot? It's not about riot, but we're going to talk about what can the left do? What is within our control and what is beyond our control? That's the way we will be talking about it. But no, I don't agree that we riot. Eric says, surprised more celebrities aren't endorsing Biden. I think many are. I don't know. So everybody now looking over to the right, it must be that the plane has circled around, right, and is about to land. Let's at least hope so. If you're just joining us, this event was scheduled to start originally 45 minutes ago, then rescheduled to 15 minutes ago. And it appears as though any moment now, Donald Trump's plane is going to land. I will shortly be going into a hard sell membership pitch, which I think is going to be a pretty good one. Asterian says, this is my theory. Trump is trying to worsen the outbreak to make phase 3 vaccine trials go quicker, which means vaccine results by election. No, I don't believe that because I don't think Donald Trump understands the connection between those things. Okay, people waving and cheering now. I guess it's because they're tossing T-shirts out to the crowd to placate the crowd. Isaac Cloud says, can you referee a fight between Ben Shapiro and Destiny? The fight would be really short. Sure. I would love to do that. 9000 CK says, hello, David. If Trump wins the GOP, will the GOP remove him? No. If Trump wins, he wins, and he's going to be president. Caden Tonita says, what are your thoughts on modern monetary theory? Is it all hype and no substance? Seems compelling to me. Yeah, I've talked about it many times. I've interviewed Stephanie Kelton about it multiple times, and I encourage you to check out my YouTube channel for those videos. I think you will like those videos very, very much. Ren Holder says, I love the USA chants at these rallies as if he's running against a foreign opponent. Well, it's not only that. Trump is acting like somebody else has been president the last 4 years. He's acting like we need to we need to elect him in order to take control back. And it's like, dude, you've been president this entire time. People seem to have turned almost completely all the way around now. So I'm hoping that the plane now is just off to our right, off the screen, and about to land. A lot of people pointing. They seem to have identified a plane in the air. Someone here with a long lens, as you can see, taking some photographs. And now people waving. Uh-oh. Now I'm getting texts. Let me turn my phone down. That's very rude of me. Yeah, people, it's like, what are people even, what are you waving to? I don't even understand. It's sort of unusual. Taxiing now. Oh, okay. He must have landed already. Okay. Let's see if any one of these has a different view. Is the plane must be down, right? I think we're going to see now. Maybe. Oh, no, it has not landed yet, apparently. There is the plane. People seeming to find the landing lights there. All right, very good. So the plane is coming in very soon. Yeah, I see people wondering, like, what is going on in your life where you show up and get crammed into a small space and wait around for hours to see Trump land, to see Trump speak, rather. It is very bizarre behavior. I agree. David Ball is new member number 14 today at joinpacman.com. Appreciate it, David. Thank you very, very much for your support. We are just minutes from the landing of Donald Trump in Fayetteville, North Carolina, for another Corona speech. Let's see, other super chats coming in. Where was that? Man, Trump rally on right-wing YouTube channel. I missed a bunch of them. Oh, okay. Leo says, hey, David, my wife loves your show, so I just had to sub. Thanks for being so smart and amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Say hi to your wife for me. Danny's Lay says, I was watching a Trump rally on a right-wing YouTube channel. I think it was called Right Side. The commentary was hilarious. That's this. That's what we've got right here.
Yes. And you guys, it's unbelievably cold here.
But it's so worth it at this time. I feel like we're both smiling from like year to
Phil
year.
Collins now. What is this music? I can't imagine Trump, any of this music is approved by any of the artists. Vivek Kumar says, Vivek from India, is Biden the best candidate for president? It is my opinion he lacks the conviction for the role. Anyone is better than Trump. The best candidate. Guys, we've got 46 days till an election, okay? Is he the best candidate? You know, if we could pick anybody, certainly no, but this is who it is. Let's not lose sight of that. Do you think he's constantly late to maximize crowd volatility? Sort of like the Rick and Morty slow ramp technique. I don't know. I think he's just late because he doesn't care. Okay, Donald Trump finally arriving 49 minutes after the originally scheduled start time for this rally. Finally arriving in the small plane today, in the 757 in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And it looks like we are probably, no more than a couple of hours from the start of this thing. And people very, very excited. Yeah, unclear. Reportedly very cold on the ground. We don't know how long Donald Trump is expected to speak. But we do know that there will be likely some commentary about, and there it is, about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And we will very, very soon see exactly what the extent of that is. Every time we talk about Trump did this crazy thing, Trump did that crazy thing, I then, of course, am reminded there are 60 million people who are going to vote for this garbage. And as I've said before, win or lose, we are going to have to deal with 60 million Trumpists in our country, regardless. And that is horrifying. That is horrifying. And that is completely and totally toxic. And we'll have time to discuss that. But I do have a clip about that out on my YouTube channel already. So Donald Trump has landed and the plane is taxiing around, and we will soon hear from Donald Trump. Other super chats coming in. Great opportunity for you to get a super chat into me. Tristan McCoppin says, wouldn't be shocked if Trump appointed the Kenosha kid to the Supreme Court. Yeah, that may be too much even for Trump. Michael says, my last super chat was misworded. I meant Obama was blocked from filling a Supreme Court position. Has this happened to others? I don't believe it has happened in the modern era that another president was like timed out by the other party. I don't believe so. But there have certainly been candidates who withdrew. George W. Bush had that woman whose name I forget. There's, of course, getting borked, as many of you know. Yeah, but I don't know that it's happened in that exact way. The Price of Drama says, hey, David, I wanted to tell you 1,000+ idiots were gathering at a dumb rally, worsening COVID in the U.S., but I didn't want to create a panic for you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you didn't panic me. K-Bin says, do you think the new SCOTUS vacancy will do anything to help convince remaining Never Biden holdouts on the left before November 3rd? Yeah, I do. I mentioned this earlier. I actually do think that whatever the outcome is of Donald Trump trying to fill that seat on the Supreme Court, I believe that the possibility of Trump now doing this will activate some of the Never Biden people, some people who weren't planning on voting at all, but who, if they did vote, would vote for Joe Biden. I think we are absolutely going to see them activated. No question about it. And I think it's going to increase turnout. Jeremiah Maudlin is new member number 15 today at joinpacman.com. I very, very much appreciate that. We are just moments from the, oh, hold on a second. You know what? We've got a few people that I need to ban in the chat. I'm sorry. I apologize, but there's some real clowns. Okay. Yeah, we just took care of a couple people. We dropped the ban hammer. Remember, bans are free, guys, so we're not going to run out. If anybody would like to request a ban, by all means, let me know. Okay, Olivia Page says David Pacman has a score of 4.86 out of 5 on WikiFeet Men. Congrats on the above average feat, David. Oh, this I have to see. WikiFeet David Pacman. Oh my God. These pictures are wild. Yeah, there's pictures of my feet. That is bizarre. Okay, incredible. All right, a very important question. Jeremiah Maudlin asks, how do we gift memberships from the membership website? It's tough. Really, we don't have a good system right now. Really, the only way to gift a membership right now is you sign up for the person you're gifting it to, and then you put in your payment info, and then you let them know the username and password, which they can change. That's really the only way at this point in time. Speaking of memberships, listen, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to mention it. Our program is mostly funded by people who get memberships on our website. As you know, over the years, we've had these issues where, YouTube revenue is going well, and then boom, it's cut. Adpocalypse hits, and we have no control over it. Or we have advertisers, and then COVID hits, and then advertisers panic, and they all say, we've got to cancel, and we lose the ad revenue, okay? We have very little control over that. Website memberships, we have total control over, and it's our number one funding source. So, as I like to say, if you think that what I'm doing is a disaster, don't support it. I don't want your support. If you hate me personally, don't get a membership. Just get the hell out of here, okay? But if you do value the live streams and the clips and the podcasts and the content and all of this different stuff, and you're not down to your last dollar, I don't want anybody's last dollar, grab a membership at joinpacman.com. It's very quick. It's easy. You get an extra show every day made just for you. And if you apply that coupon code above my head, 2020 now, you will save 66%. So we're talking about, $1.83 a month if you pay for the year, $2 a month if you want to pay monthly. So again, if you can't do that because of financial reasons, do not sign up. Okay. We're not looking for anybody's last couple bucks, but we do depend on memberships for as our primary source of support. So come on in. This is what you call freedom. Exactly. As people are saying, the show is free no matter what. But if you want to sign up, if you can sign up, you are welcome to do it. And I will thank you profusely. Like, for example, Serena Villegas. Serena Villegas is new member number 16. David Bohannon is new member number 17. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. We love it. We absolutely love it. Okay. We are continuing to wait for Donald Trump, now an hour late. Dodging the Rain says, Ring of Fire's Farron Cousins, a friend of mine, yes, will later provide info on where to report poll watchers and other people trying to interfere with your voting. Excellent. Excellent. Omar says, you missed my last super chat. Okay, let's find it. Omar, would you come on the podcast PKA? Destiny's a frequent guest. I have no idea. You got to, if people want me on podcasts, they have to contact me through my website contact form. And then we go through a screening process and, different things happen. So Nay's Garden says, watching this rally is like watching a giant Russian roulette game in slow motion. 2 weeks will be too long to wait to see the damage done. And how many others will these people infect who did not attend? Great question. Great question. Solange Gregory says, fellow Argentinian, after what they did to Merrick Garland, nothing should be off the table. Right. Very well said. Patty says, it must cost a fortune to fly that huge plane out for an hour of lies. Are we paying for that? Yes. Yes. In theory, since this is a campaign event and it's considered a campaign event on Donald Trump's website, on the Donald Trump schedule, in theory, the campaign is supposed to reimburse the taxpayer. I don't think it's happening. Okay. Members are very powerfully stacking up. Calvin Findley is new member number 18. Lee Partington is new member number 19. And Payne Hoover is new member number 20 at joinpacman.com. Very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. If we can get to 25, we're going to go for 50. We're going to go for it. Let's see here. John Berger asks whether I think Supreme Court justices should have a term limit. Yeah, I do. And I've said that before. Jeremiah Maudlin says, boo, that's horrible. I just wanted to provide for many anonymous whoever's. Well, Jeremiah, if you want to do some anonymous gifting, or rather some gifting, Twitch actually has an entire system. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. On Twitch, how do you request a gift subscription? Like, how does someone who gifts subscriptions know who wants them? I actually don't understand how. Is there a list or something like that? I've never really understood how that works. It's random. Oh. It's an algorithm. And how does someone do the gifting? We don't know. Okay. You beg and plead. You can give it to a certain person. Okay. Well, listen, in any case, there's a lot of gifting mechanisms and elements of gifts available over on Twitch. That's a beautiful place to do it. Philip Black says, do you think Trump is mad they didn't use the 747? No, listen, Trump's been doing a lot of these smaller airports where they don't bring the 747. Okay. Forza says you missed mine too, David. I don't think I did. I think I got that one. No, I talked about Virginia early voting. Oh, wait, this one. David, I also feel like the Trump base's association with being anti-maskers will lose the election for Trump. Americans find them crazier than Antifa. That's possible. That's certainly possible, yeah. That could be. It's just very hard to predict how here's what's difficult. It's not ever clear what will activate someone and get them to go from being, a registered voter to a likely voter or a likely voter to someone who actually does vote. But when you have 60 million lunatics that voted for Trump, it's even harder to know what might turn them on or off from their candidate or from voting or from whatever. Very, very tough. Some other new members to thank. Jerry Maines is new member number 21. Aaron Winter is number 22. Sam Nazaretian is number 23. Tony Treadway is number 24. And Shane Miller is number 25. So you know what, guys? Let's do it. Let's go for 50. Number 26 is Daniel Pazmino. Number 27 is Tadzia H. 28 is Trent Bolt. And 29 is Erica Cortez Garcia. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We should probably be within a couple hours of Trump starting at this rate. Jeremiah Maudlin says, is it though Twitch, and are there many mechanisms? Yes. Gifting subscriptions on Twitch is very easy. Very, very easy. I don't know how to do it, but I'm told it's extremely easy. Miles says, congratulations on 1 million subscribers. I've been subscribed to your YouTube since 2016. Have you seen AOC's video on RBG's passing? I recommend watching. I haven't seen it yet, but other people in the chat have recommended it. And I look forward to checking it out for sure. There is Donald Trump working his way down the stairs. Let's see what's going on. Oh my God. They're doing that song again. Okay. Can I interview Harrison to help the South Carolina race? That's actually a very good idea. I should try to interview Jamie Harrison. Let's see if we can do it. I'll just make a reminder on my calendar to let producer Pat know to try to get that going. Jamie Harrison. That would be really good. And we might actually be able to get him. We really might. Okay. We are going to be hearing from Donald Trump shortly. This rally scheduled to start 63 minutes ago today. Minutes ago this minute. And it didn't. It didn't. But Donald Trump finally making it here. I love all of these new people that are signing up. Jacob Rowe is number 30. Chase Powelson is number 31. Matthew Parker, number 32. Nicole Vath is number 33. Donald Trump wearing the long overcoat, as we are told. It is very, very chilly in Fayetteville today. We don't know if this will be an Adderall-fueled speech or a benzo, what would be the opposite of fueled? A benzo declined speech? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Somebody just gifted 50 subscriptions on Twitch. Oh my God. We've never had a 50 subscribers gifted at once over on Twitch. That is, we are being doused in subscribers, for lack of a better term. That is incredible. It seems that that's poggers. Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it seems good. All right, we are going to hear from Donald Trump momentarily. Completed Defiance, thank you for gifting 50 subscriptions on Twitch. An unbelievable day. An unbelievable day. Gigapog, I think, is the way the kids would say it. Let's see if they've still got the music going. We are going to need a little more volume, I think. Wow. Can you imagine being this excited to hear Donald Trump speak? By the way, not that I care. I think Trump's an idiot because of what he says, but his face is two colors. It's like his ear has no makeup on it. It's bizarre.
Come on, let him come over. What is a big crowd? It's always big. We want to win. We got
Oh, his voice sounds messed up.
our country from the radical left crazies. Thank you very much. And hello, North Carolina. Hello, North Carolina.
He sounds sick, right? Sick or drunk, but he doesn't drink. It seems downers. Downer Trump or sick Trump.
With thousands of loyal, hardworking American patriots.
Thousands.
And you know what's going to
T-H-A-R.
happen in 45 days from now, and you're watching those polls, they go up, 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 up.
Thanks, Para, for the
45
message.
days from now, we're going to win North Carolina. We're going to win 4 more years in the White House. Right? As we meet tonight, our nation mourns the loss of a legal giant, Supreme Court Justice
Here we go.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Going right to it.
Her landmark rulings, fierce devotion to justice, and her courageous battle against cancer inspire all Americans. You may agree, you may not disagree with her, but
You may agree or you may not disagree. Beautiful.
a tremendous number of people, I say all Americans.
The audio's toxic. Let's see if we can get it here.
Justice and her courageous battle against cancer inspire all Americans. You may agree, you may not disagree with her, but she was an inspiration to a tremendous number of people. I say all Americans. Justice Ginsburg's close relationship with a friend of ours, a friend of mine, Justice Scalia.
He can barely talk tonight. It's bizarre.
Powerful reminder that we can disagree on fundamental issues while treating each other with decency, dignity, and respect. Our thoughts and prayers are with her family. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
This is bizarre, guys.
So Article 2 of our Constitution says the president shall nominate justices of the Supreme Court.
There it is. There it is. I think this backfires and it activates a lot of Democratic voters.
So, I don't think so. What do you think, Tom? Tom Tillis? I don't think it can be any more clear.
Trey Gowdy.
This can only happen in North Carolina.
Imagine Trey Gowdy on these. I think, I don't want to be hyperbolic, but if Trey Gowdy was on the court, I think I would move to one of the other countries I could move to.
News. A lot of fake news. Well, I hope they hear. So the chant, this is a new one. Fill that seat. This is the chant. This can only happen to me. Fill that seat. Now it says the president is supposed to fill the seat, right? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to fill the seat.
Here we go.
I love that chant. We hear more chants. There's a lot of genius in those chants, I have to tell you. You said it better than you can say it. You can read a speech. But what's better than those words? Fill that seat. You know what you do? You come up, you say, fill that seat, you leave, and you've said everything. You don't have to bother.
He seems altered. He seems altered right now.
Vacancy open during an election year or prior to an inauguration. 29 times, that's a lot. Every single time, the sitting president made a nomination. That included, did you ever hear of George Washington?
Made a nomination. Something is weird.
Thomas Jefferson? Or how about the great Abraham Lincoln when he wore the hat especially?
Lincoln.
With a great hat, I want to try one of those hats. I love that. Now think of it. 29 times, every single time, nobody said, oh, let's not fill the seat. We won the election. Now then we have some senators that, well, forget it.
You know, I recall that in 2016, that's not the way it went.
I won't say it, Susan. I won't say it, Susan. But Tom Tillis is with us, I can tell you that, right?
Yeah. He may soon be gone from the Senate, fortunately, Tom Tillis.
Great. We have great Republican senators. We have great people. And we have a great country. That's
Senators.
we have a great country. And we're going to keep it that way. So we win an election, and those are the consequences. You know, it's called fill that seat, and that's what we're doing. The Supreme Court was a very central issue in both the 2016 presidential election and then the 2018 midterm elections, where, by the way, I didn't run. You know, we had a lot of people said, oh, he really took a little bit of a shellac, and not nearly as bad as others. In fact, we gained seats in the Senate, but they never talk about that, right? They don't talk about that. We gained 2 seats. Nobody talked about it, but we didn't run. And I had a lot of people that said, sir, we'll never vote in 2018. I said, no, vote. Everybody vote. They just didn't. I think we were like 9 million people decided they wanted to wait, and they've waited. And you see what's going on. You see what's happening. You see the
What is he talking about?
that we have, which, by the way, we set a record in 2016. The bad news for the Democrats is we are more enthusiastic now, not even close, than we were in 2016. I mean, we are getting crowds, and this is pandemic, and we're rounding the turn. We're rounding the corner of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay? But we're
Any day
having
now.
them outside, and we shouldn't say this is some kind of a rally. From now on, it's called a protest. We are protesting.
This is like the dumbest. The whole peaceful protest thing is so stupid.
You see a lot of these, let's call them blue states. We want to be
Blue.
nice. We're going to call it a protest against stupidity.
He's in a state that may well look pretty blue after November 4th, by the way.
Protest against stupidity. Because, you know, a lot of the people, like in Michigan and other places, we love Michigan, but the governor's got them shut down. I hate to say it, your governor's got you shut down. It doesn't look it here, but
That's not true. North Carolina's open.
Your governor has got you shut down. I don't know. You're not breaking a law by being here. Otherwise, if you are, we'll have to do something about that. Because no, there's a hell of a shutdown. I think your governor has to let this state open up.
It's open.
And Pennsylvania, look what they're doing in Pennsylvania, a great state. That's actually something very special is going to happen here in Pennsylvania. That's a Commonwealth. We always have to remember Pennsylvania Commonwealth. Got two of them, and you better remember, you get in trouble.
Isn't it Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Massachusetts?
The governor's got it just shut down nice and tight. And you know what? On November 4th, it's going to be opened up.
Fourth.
It'll be opened up. Because they're trying to hurt our numbers, but our economic numbers are so good. They're staggering. They're the best we've ever had. Jobs, retail, stock market, everything. And this is with a lot of shutdowns by Democrats. That's all they're doing. On November 4th, they'll announce we've decided to open up. One of the teachers' groups said, actually, one of the unions and one of the politicians in California said, no, we're not going to do it. We need to do it. We should be open by November 4th. That was not a good thing for them to say. That person, I think, was fired. In both the 2016 and the 2018 elections, the American people chose a president and a Senate majority, united in their commitment to selecting nominees who believe in applying the Constitution as written, right? Both the White House and the Senate majority have a moral duty to fulfill the promises they made to the voters, and that is exactly what we're going to do. We said that if for any reason we have a vacancy on the United States Supreme Court, we will fill that vacancy. We're not going to say, and by the way, we have plenty of time. There's a lot of time. You know, you're talking about January 20th, right?
This is what the downfall of democracy looks like. I hope people understand.
So we will uphold equal justice under the law for citizens of every race, color, religion, and creed. I will be putting forth a nominee next week. It will be a woman. It will be a woman unless, wait, okay, let's do a poll. Oh, there they are. How many of these have you come to? Speaking of women, how many of the, what is this, number one? Like 90? They're great. North Carolina, though, right? I see them all over the place. They're great. I hope your husbands are okay with it. Are they okay? They're okay. You have good husbands. But we're going to do a vote, okay? So I said, you know, I love these free polls because pollsters, and, you know, most of the pollsters.
Right, surveying 400 people at a Trump rally is the way to really figure out what America wants.
We wouldn't be here right now. But we're actually getting very good. We just had a 53 from Rasmussen, which is very good. Considering we won 4 years ago with a lot lower than 53. History has shown that when you're at 53, you can't lose an election. Has anyone ever lost an election with a 53? The answer is yes, when the other side cheats. That could happen. That could happen. That could happen. You saw what happened in Pennsylvania, right? Some state Supreme Court justice just ruled that they can take as long as they want to count the ballots. That means I'll be leading and winning Pennsylvania like we did last time. Yeah, we'll be leading. We'll
This
be
is the
winning
one
Pennsylvania.
poll he's
We're gonna win
referring
it
to.
Easy. We're going to win your state easily. You know, I just came off the plane with, by the way, our great Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows. Did anybody ever hear of Mark Meadows? And Deb, what a great, she's doing such a good job. But you know, Mark, just a few months ago, I've been trying to get him for 3 years to leave, and we have a great person running, as you know. Really, I mean, really great. Does everyone know Madison? Yes? You're going to vote for Madison? He's great. He's a great guy. But Mark had a beautiful head of black hair, and I just noticed that hair's turning white very fast. But we're doing a job. You know, we're very close to a great deal with TikTok. But nobody cares about that anymore. All they care about is fill that seat, right?
Trump always was the only one who cared about it.
Until about 24 hours ago, that's all they talked about is TikTok. Well, we have a deal worked out, I think, with Walmart is going to buy it, along with Oracle. Larry Ellison. It's going to be an incredible combination. And I said, you know, do me a favor, could you put up $5 billion into a fund for education so we can educate people as to real history of our country, the real history, not the fake history.
This is actually starting to be sort of like these strongman dictator type speeches. He determines what business deals are done. He determines what's taught, what education, what's patriotic education.
They're going to move probably to the great state of Texas. Sorry, we got you a lot of business, but I couldn't. But they're going to move into the United States, which is what's important. They're going to move it to the United States. Unbelievable company. They're going to have 25,000 jobs. If it all goes, I gave them the preliminary approval. But they're putting up $5 billion. And my only problem is they did it so fast, I should have asked for more. You know, what happened is when I suggested they should put up a lot of money, everybody said, senators, congressmen, women, everybody, they said, you can't do that. That's never been done. That's the problem. Nothing's ever been done. And we had other companies. A lot of people wanted it. And I said, you got to put up $5 billion, either to the Treasury of the United States, maybe, or into some education fund, or do something. And they were sort of agreeing with me. They thought it was okay. And then I went to the legal eagles here, and I said, they're going to put up $5 million, give it to the United States. Sir, you can't do that. There's no provision. I said, how the hell can there be no provision? We're making the deal possible. Why can't they give us $5 billion? That's B with them. That's a lot of money, right? Now watch the crazy Democrats. They'll go, they should have got more money, right? It's never been done before. They should have, no matter what you do, they should have gotten more. Schumer.
What on earth is he talking about?
But I'll tell you, and I said it last night, we had a great rally last night. You saw that, right? In
Toxic.
a place that we're going to win. We're going to win. Minnesota hasn't been won since 1972. And they're all saying, well, we did give them back the big iron ore range. It was Obama took it away with the stroke of a pen.
Did someone just yell Zig Heil?
We gave it back. But I'll tell you what, we're going to have a victory on November 3rd, the likes of which you've never seen. Now, we're counting on the federal court system to make it so that we can actually have an evening where we know who wins, okay?
That's code for using the courts to stop counting absentee ballots.
But in just 3.5 years under my administration, we've secured America's borders, rebuilt the awesome power of the U.S. military. Think of that. And I shouldn't say this, and the fake news keeps going, oh, he's giving away classified information. No, I'm not. We are building, and we have built weapons, the likes of which this world has never seen before. And I said that a week ago.
This is the guy that last week even some on the left were saying he's against the military-industrial complex.
Information. These people are crazy. No. I'm just telling you that President Putin and President Xi of China, Russia, China, North Korea, everybody, they are so envious of what we're doing. They can't even believe it. If they know, they perhaps don't know. You know, under Obama, they knew immediately, okay? Under...
what does that even mean?
We are building weapons all made in the USA. The likes...
Well, China's not going to be jealous of the weapons we're buying from China, that's for sure.
Has ever seen before, and hope to God we never have to use them. That's the key. I don't ever want to use them. Remember, I was supposed to be a guy that was going to get us into a war in the first week. Remember that? Where's the war? We're taking them out of Afghanistan. We're almost finished with that. Working along well there. We're taking them out of Syria, other than I left some behind for the oil. We kept the oil. Is it okay that we kept the oil?
Could be illegal.
Okay, we kept the oil. Let's go back to my poll. Ready? So, we're putting, I think it should be a woman, because I actually like women much more than I like men, I have to say.
Okay.
No, I do. I like women more. So I have to make a decision. to fill the seat, as we say. We should have a new campaign. Let's make a T-shirt, fill the seat, okay? What? My people are so good. Tomorrow it'll be all over the place, fill the seat. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Fill the seat. Okay, watch, they're so good. Tomorrow you see them all over the place, fill the seat. I don't know how the hell they do it, but they get it done fast. Remember I said, where's Hunter? Where's Hunter? The next day it was like one of the biggest selling T-shirts.
Really stupid T-shirt.
Hunter, what the hell ever happened? He took the money and he ran, I think. Where's Hunter? He took the money.
It's like free word association. Can't stick to one topic. He's trying to get back to something he branched off of 10 minutes ago.
A job until this guy became vice president. Then he went to China, got $1.5 billion. I asked the head of a great company, Blackstone, one of the biggest in the world.
Blackstone.
I said, Steve, let me ask you a question. Is that possible? No, it's never done. China doesn't do that. Well, how did a guy with no experience do this? He said, very simple, his father's vice president. Is that what you want? And then Ukraine, $183,000 a month and a $3 million upfront payment for him and his friends. Think of this, with no experience and no job. And they said, do you know energy? It's an energy company that paid it. Do you know energy? No, I don't. I've not familiar with the subject, right? Our great congressman, right? How the hell did this happen? I think it'll be brought up in the debate, I think.
Okay.
Where's Hunter? Where is Hunter? You know where Hunter is? He's probably on the Riviera having a very good time. He's given some great energy advice. He's learning. He's taking a night class on energy for 180 days. Where is Hunter? Corrupt. Remember Joe with the prosecutor? $1 billion. I'm not giving it to him until they get those prosecutors away from my
98% of the audience has no idea what he's talking about.
$1 billion. I'm not giving it. You get them out. And guess what? They got him out. Here's your $1 billion. Now that's called quid pro quo, right? That's the real deal. With us, there was none. They made it up. Remember when Schiff made the phony speech? 8 times he said the same thing.
The speech was fake. It wasn't really a speech. It was actually a musical.
Wonderful people that write every perfect word, every word. Oh, I'm glad we had them because we're dealing with a bunch of thieving bad people. So women and men, ready? Would you rather have a woman on the Supreme Court or would you rather have a man? Ready? A woman or a man? So, would you rather have me choose?
Oh my God.
This very scientific poll. Actually, it's a lot more accurate than these polls that interview like 97 people have been interviewed. Then, you know, they charge you $1 million and they probably don't interview the people. They sit behind their desk and just say. Would you rather have a woman on the Supreme Court? Yes, woman, yes.
This might not go well for him.
Tom Tiller says yes. So would you rather have a woman or would you rather have a man on the Supreme Court? What's going on?
This is so idiotic. This is scary.
Let's give it one more quick chance. This is a free poll. This poll, and this is a lot of people. This is tens of thousands of people. This is a lot of people. You know, the fake news, they'll say he had a smattering of people. You know,
there are not tens of thousands of people there. Tens of thousands would mean at least 20,000. There are not 20,000 people there.
Times bigger than Bernie's. And they'll say, he had a smattering of people. There were people. They were in the middle of an airport that nobody ever heard of, right? Here we are. Thousands. If those people, come on, bring them over. What the hell, at this point, might as well let them come on over. Come on over. You got thousands of people behind these people. I would imagine the sight lines aren't too good. You have stands in front. Okay, so one more time. Who would rather have a man on the Supreme Court? Well,
interesting way of choosing, right? I mean, let a random crowd cheer.
Now tomorrow, like fake news CNN, he was playing games with the United States Supreme Court. It is a terrible thing he's done. No, I'm just taking a poll, please. And by the way, that's a very accurate poll because that's the way I feel. it will be a woman, a very talented, very brilliant woman, who I haven't chosen yet, but we have numerous women on the list. I built this incredible list of brilliant people, and we're asking for Biden's list. He can't give it. You know why? Because if he ever gave a list, he'd either put somebody in the left.
Why would you create a list? Joe, the idea of creating lists of people is actually not that sensible. It doesn't make it. Why would Joe Biden give him a list?
He loses his entire left coast, right? And if he loses the left coast, that's the end of his election. And last time, remember how many people I got from Bernie because of trade? A lot of the Bernie people vote for us because Bernie's right about one thing, trade. But Bernie took a bad defeat, didn't he? It was a bad loss. He's one of the most gracious losers I've ever seen. He is. All Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas had to do is leave. If she left before Super Tuesday, Bernie would have won every one of those states. But they split up that vote. That's too bad, but we have Sleepy Joe. We'll see how that works out. I think it's working out pretty good. You know, we were winning so much we could have called off the election. We were winning by so much. And then the plague came in from China, and in many ways I had to go back to work, but I had to